Noong kumakanta pa ako sa Olongapo, merong isang babae doon na nagkatrabaho sa isang nightclub na napagkwento sa akin tungkol sa kanyang buhay. Kung bakit na niya pinasok yung ganung klaseng trabaho. Malungkot yung kanyang kwento eh. Para bang yung mga nababasa natin sa comics. Napayak pa nga siya eh. Hindi niya alam, ginawa ko siya ng isang kanta. At kung narinig niya ako ngayon, ito'y para sa kanya. Ang nanay niya'y naglalaba, ang tatay niya'y pagod. Galing sa trabaho, wala pang tulog. Si nena'y nagbabasa, nag-aaral pa, nag-isang anak ng kanyang ama't ina. Tanging pag-asa ng kanyang ama't ina.
Sandra, 27 years old. Walang asawa. Again.
Ano natapos?
High school. Nag-high school na house.
Bakit mo napili ang trabaho?
Sa pangangailangan. Sinubukan ko na rin pumasok ng power. Pero hindi lang pa rin kasi. Hindi pa rin sapat. Kaya kung pasok ko na
Ilang taon ka na nagtatrabaho?
nagawa isang taon lang akong pasok.
Sino naging influensya sa'yo na magtrabaho?
Wala. Ang sarili kapukuha ko lang.
Ano ginagawa mo sa trabaho mo?
Naging partner yung mga sa telephone. Nag-day-day.
Kano kinikita mo ba? Tingin mo may lalaki mo ba tatanggap sa'yo? Sa kabila ng mga pinagdaanan mo?
I hope sana.
I'm not in favor of prostitution because not only does it spoil the dignity of a being and as a woman, because what if it's your sister who's in the prostitution industry? Would you agree? I wouldn't think so because not only that it ruins the personality of a being, but it is also immoral. I believe because I'm a great believer of God and His creation. Therefore, if you are created by God, I think that we should always treasure our soul, we should always treasure our spirit, and we should also treasure our body. And we should never neglect being clean, being moral to others, and also the awareness of AIDS, right? Because if you are in the prostitution and if you like prostitutes, then the sickness of AIDS you could be affected by the sickness of AIDS. Therefore, you could die easily. My point of view, and to summarize that, you should always be aware.
I am not in favor of prostitution because kawawa naman yung mga babae na nagsasamantalahan. Tsaka, kasi parang nakakababa sa pagiging babae yun. Parang naabuso pa rin sila pag pinapantayan ng mga babae.
I'm Alex Mateta, 38 years old. Sa Casinas pa rin sa Cavite.
Bakit mo napili ang trabaho?
May ano pa sa akin. natanggap ko sa isa. Parang na parang na-discard. Na-discard sa kaya mo lang pinasok ko.
Bali, ilang taon ka nang nagtatrabaho dito?
Siguro nasa 7 years. Pero ni-stay. Pero ni-stay din na talagang pumapasok. Hindi ko lang.
Bali, saan ka nagsimula magtrabaho?
Sa Manila.
I am actually 50% against it and 50% for it. Against it kasi, well, yung moral issues nga, na parang as a Christian, mahirap din tanggapin na yung ganong kind ng trabaho ay tama para sa citizens ng bansa natin. However, I am 50% for it kasi in all honesty, hindi naman lahat ng kababayan natin ay kayang nakapaghanap ng maayos at yung maayos na trabaho na accepted ng society. So, for me, I am okay lang sa akin siguro na prostitution ang kanilang industry of work. Kasi nga, kung yun ang kaya nilang gawin, I'm all for it.
Bakit mo tinangkilik ang prostitution? Ano yung mga bagay na nagtulak sa'yo?
Nagsimula kasi yan, syempre, sa mga tropa ko, yan, mga kaibigan. Syempre, kunyari, nagiinuman kayo. Tapos, ano pare, lahat yan, dyan nagsisimula yan, mga pag-explore. Kwentuhan yan, ano, nakasipa ka na ba? Siyempre, mga ganyan yan, dyan nagsisimula yan. Yun, mga kaibigan ko.
So, bali kaibigan mo yung pinaka naging...
Hindi naman, syempre, parang ako na rin sa sarili ko, na-curious ako, gano'n.
Okay.
Curious, ano kayang pakiramdam nun, mga gano'n.
Ano naman yung mga naramdaman mo pagtapos magawin yung bagay na yun?
Ay puta,
After makipag-sex sa isang prostitute.
masarap, syempre. Panalo, puta, yun lang yan. Nakatanong ko ba yan? Puta. Sulit naman.
Sulit talaga yung binayad mo.
Sulit ah.
Magkano yung ano mo sa...
Kano ba yun? 500? Busog
Swak.
na. Busog na
talaga.
Busog na si Junior. Busog na si Junior.
Siguro si Junior pa.
Oo, si Junior talaga.
Ngayong... Di ba nakaranas ka na yun sa first time mo nga? No.
Oo.
Sa tingin mo, ikaw sa sarili mo, uulitin mo pa ba yun?
Oo naman.
Kung may pagkakataon, uulitin mo
May
talaga.
pagkakataon pa. Ikaw ba? Kung nasa harapan mo, nasa harapan mo na, anong gagawin mo? Andiyan na, lahat na.
Sabagay
Tsaka na lang, tsaka tinidor. Ano? Kakainin mo na eh. Tsaka tinidor na lang kulang.
ano naman yung mga bagay-bagay na nagtangkilik sa'yo para ma-engage sa prostitution?
Yung sarap.
Yung sarap talaga.
Oo, yun talaga. Siyempre isipin mo, di mo naman kailangan magkaroon ng sobrang daming pera.
Oo, tama.
Ang pinaka naghahata kasi dito, siyempre, affordable eh. Unang-una, example, 500 lang. Sa halagang 500. Sulit na eh. Tapos na yung ano mo
Kumbaga, na-reach mo na yung sarap eh.
Oo, yun eh. 500 lang tapos nandyan na lahat Bobomba ka na. Di ba? Yun na yun eh.
About dito sa mga pinagagawa mo na to na prostitution, na experience mo, alam ba ng mga magulang mo to or kahit sinong guardian mo? O may napagsabihan ka na about dito?
Ito, tungkol dito, syempre hindi ko naman sasabihin yun. Tol, syempre, hindi ko naman sasabihin yun. Ikaw ba sasabihin mo?
Syempre hindi.
Syempre hindi, di ba? Kahit sino namang taong nasa tamang pag-isip, hindi sampal yung abot.
Okay, pare. Thank you.
I would in favor of prostitution
Why? Because sex is a need, and there are cases where you do not interact in sexual intercourse, you know. There will be sexual frustration and the need for rape. That's what the outcome is.
Para sa akin, okay lang yung kung i-legalize nila yung prostitution. Kasi first of all, pwede siyang gawing tourist attraction. Hindi naman sa pero ano naman natin na ang Philippines is marami sa more on raw materials tayo. I mean, more on human classes or more on human population. So, maraming less na tao na hindi nakaka-attain ng magandang education, which is yun yung hinahanap para sa mga magagandang trabaho. Then, karamihan din sa atin, hindi nakakapag ng education. So, ang way nila is yung easy money, which is prostitution. So, sa prostitution, marami ang tourist na humihingi, marami ang tourist na gusto yung Asian beauties. So, for me, kung i-legalize na yung prostitution, marami rin yung matutulungan. Pero, dapat may limitation tayo. First of all, yung health sanitation nila, kung tama ba yung, kung qualified ba for prostitution, kung wala bang sakit, kung wala bang disease, or kung ano mang makakapag-disqualified sa kanila. Then, dapat may tinatawag silang pimp, or kung hindi man, at least may permit sila na pwede nga na manggagaling sa, it's either kung anong organization yung magbibigay ng license sa kanila para, yun nga, para pwede silang mag-ano sa business ng prostitution. So, ayun, para sa akin, okay na i-legalize natin yung prostitution kasi marami siyang matutulungan. Hindi lang, tsaka I think nasa time na tayo para pumalis tayo dun sa era ng conservatism. So, it's time na maging liberal na yung Philippines.
Bago dumiling, si Nenay umalis, laging naka-makeup, maiksi ang damit. Ang itsura niya ay kaakit-akit, bukas na ng umaga ang kanyang balik.
What is the stand of psychology with regards to the concepts revolving around prostitution?
Well, as far as our PAP is concerned, the Psychological Association of the Philippines, we don't really have a definite stand as far as political statements are concerned. Although, as far as the research goes, we are inclined to believe that prostitution is a very serious matter as far as the psychological well-being of people are concerned, and it is also a very serious political matter because we are dealing with children here. We are dealing with the youth of the nation, and this has serious political repercussions as well.
Which people are most likely to be predisposed to committing prostitution as regards to one's mental disposition?
Okay, this one's a bit more difficult, pero based on my own work as a volunteer in our organization, we work mostly with children. So I have more experience with child prostitutes as opposed to adult prostitutes. Child prostitution is also one of a serious matter, and the people more inclined towards prostitution are those with dysfunctional family units. That's one of the main factors that incline people to prostitution. Another one would be the lack of affection from family and peers. That's another one. Pero mostly it's really the poverty. It's really the family and the poverty that drive people, or really the children, towards prostitution. Because prostitution really is just more of a matter of survival than deriving any real sexual pleasure. It's really a matter of survival.
What are the common and significant factors which make a person engage in such act of prostitution?
Okay. Well, like I said previously, it's really a matter of survival. So, poverty is one of the main causes. People engage in prostitution because they need money. Studies have shown that the real concerns of a child prostitute, for example, in my case, is not really to derive any sexual satisfaction, but rather to derive material wealth in order to survive.
Under the revised penal code, Article 202 defines not prostitution but prostitutes. Defines prostitutes as a woman who for money or profit habitually indulge in sexual intercourse or lascivious conduct are deemed to be prostitutes. So, basically, walang prostitute under the revised penal kasi it speaks of women who for money or profit habitually indulge. This penalizes prostitutes. Tapos, in relation to Article 341, white slave trade, ito yung mismo, those engaged in prostitution or profiting for prostitution, enlisting the services of women for the purpose of prostitution. Basically, those for siguro prostitution for money or profit, engage in intercourse, sexual intercourse, or lascivious conduct.
So, ano po ba yung what are the grounds for not allowing prostitution in the Philippines?
Well, basically, it is immoral. Immorality. We will not encourage immorality, siyempre. We're indulging in sexual intercourse or lascivious conduct for money and not earning money through lawful or legal means. Well, it's morality. Wala naman sigurong state, see any state or country that promotes prostitution.
As far as my work has told me, very serious repercussions are there. People have suffered from severe emotional distress. There's the very high possibility of suffering from symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder. Actually, in the case of child prostitutes, it's a complex form of post-traumatic stress disorder because it has something to do with a person's sexuality. So that's also a concern. Another one is a case of cognitive dissonance or cognitive distortion, wherein the person's self-concept no longer reflects the real world. So they are unable to understand parang what exactly they are as people with regards to their work, because being sexually abused is a very degrading and humiliating job, and this has a very powerful effect on the child's psyche. They no longer understand what they are. They no longer understand what it means to be a person, what it means to be a child. They no longer understand their worth as human beings. They see themselves as basically worthless, as objects. As one research quoted, they see themselves as damaged goods.
Ibig mo nang magbago at mamuhay na ng tahimik. Minsan isa diyan napakalupit.
No, absolutely not. If there were, I suppose, if we concentrate on sex specifically, in normal environments, I suppose sexual interaction does have a few positive effects on a human being. But being forced into sexual activity, being sexually abused, and being forced into prostitution against your will due to serious circumstances, absolutely none. I can think of no positive consequence of being forced into prostitution.
sawimpala, kailan kanila maiintindihan? Magdalena